Let's Uncommon Fossil, and continuing this unexpected series of looking at all things Hisuian Arcanine related. Today looking at Hisuian Arcanine V. It has a nice attack that does 90 plus 30 more for each fighting energy attached to it to make so we can power it up. It has the ability that allows you to move fighting energy to it as often as you like during your turn. Then we have two other EXs to make this energy draw cycle work. Koraidon, it's got the Dino Cry ability. You can put two basic fighting energies from the Disc Ball to attach to your basic fighting Pokemon any way you'd like. That ends your turn, so we want to go first. Boom, get those energies in play. And then as the game goes on, we have Sandy Shock's EX, Magnetic Absorption. Once during your turn, your opponent has taken has four or fewer prize cards, so once they've knocked out your V or an EX, it activates, and you can attach a basic fighting energy from your Disc Ball to this Pokemon. We can attack with all three of them, but Hisuian Arcanine V is the big attacker. What we're going to do, jump into gameplay here, and then we will review a detailed deck list review at the end of the video. All right, see what happens here. Sorry for the late start there. So that got a Lechonk or an Oikalone coin, it looks like, so very nice there. I would like to go first. Things are starting slowly. This is one of the downside. Look, Live has many issues with it. These starts to the games with a coin toss, it does drag out too long, right? I mean, it shouldn't take this long. Honestly, you should only have probably 5 seconds to call a coin toss, and maybe they did. Maybe they were quick about it. It just felt long. All right, so Sandy Shocks, this is not what I want to start, but it's what I have to work with. So am I first or second, by the way? I didn't even notice that. So I'm M first, so I will PokéStop, and we'll see what happens. My opponents looks like they're going to be setting up some. Ideally, I'll hit a Nest Ball. I did hit Ultra Ball. Okay, I have one energy in the discard pile, so I will drop this. And since I have two Pokégear, I'll get rid of one of those. I might want Rock Chestplate, I don't know. So I will get Koraidon. I would have liked to got a Hisuian Arcanine V in play as well, but this gets my two energies into play, and I can attack next turn. Maybe I will power up the active. That's one of those questions I have. I'll do that. I'll power up the active. Not sure if that's correct. I don't know what the correct answer is. Maybe I should have attached my tool. I don't think I'm going to get one shot here. I can probably take out the Rotom V, although if they retreat to the bench, I have to use. I obviously have Prime Catcher, which takes care of that. They're going to try to get out of the active. Okay, they're going to attack with the Rotom V. Give me two prizes. That's okay. Is it Dragapult? It is Dragapult EX, so that's not bad, I don't think. I can't well, maybe I can get to the one-shotting eventually, I guess is what I'll say, but not right away. The Natu, I don't remember that. I don't think it does a ton of damage. It's a bunch of energy too, so I am weak to Psychic Pokemon, but I don't think they're attacking with that. So setting things up here, gonna evolve. I should be able to take two prizes. Look, it's not guaranteed. Well, no, I think I do play. I should play the Earthen Vessel, right? So I'll snag a quick two prizes, and that I like that a lot. So I will Arven here, Earthen Vessel, grab my tool. I will Earthen Vessel away. I'll get rid of one of my Rocket Chestplates. I think I'd like Pokégear for next turn so I can do something, right? And I don't think I want Radiant Greninja down. I think it's a little tricky here. It's a little tricky. I will drop down. Oh, my Radiant Greninja's prize. So that's not happening anyway. Okay, so Arcanine there. I'll attach. Do I want to attach the chest plate? I think I do. Well, no, I will not. I will just attack at this point. So I take the knockout. Can't attack next turn. I have Prime Catcher though, so it's a good hand. We'll see if I keep it. So that's nice. You know, fighting type it's a good type in the game, right? It very much is. And I have two different weaknesses. I have Grass Weak and I have Psychic Weak. Two are Grass Weak. The Koraidon is Psychic Weak. So that's a plus as well. I don't know if they're just sending up the Xatu to get knocked out or what their plan is there. Okay, yeah, so they got the tool attached. They had Arven in hand, I assume, so they can retreat. Using my PokéStop. All right, losing pieces, Scoop Up Cyclone. So it's going to be, so now that's an important card because it means if I don't one-shot the Dragapult EX, they'll scoop it up probably. I don't know if they can attack this turn. We'll see what they do here. I'll have to see what I want to take out as well, right? I do have Prime Catcher. I use Prime Catcher, and I move energy onto the Arcanine. I can move all three there. I can get to 4. Okay. They don't knock me out. Professor's Tourist Scenario would be very nice, actually. Would be very, very nice. Rock Chestplate doesn't really help the math, does it? Not too much. It does 200. I'll be left with 20 is what I mean. So what do they want? They're going to take out the Arcanine. Hisuian Arcanine V, I would guess. They're not. Okay, the Koraidon, that's okay. Why do I get a thumbs down? I don't understand these things. I really don't. I mean, what did I do wrong here? So I'm not going to get a knockout. I 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5. I'll get 5 energies in play though. So that's not terrible. Right? Oh, I didn't even take the knockout. That is right. So how do I want to work this? Do I want to... Let's see what I draw here. I was hoping for my... I have Iono. I guess I grab Boss. I don't really know if I want to use that, though, right? Don't love it. So what do I want to hit into? I guess I hit into this other Dragapult for what the amount of damage that I can do here. Send him into the active. Do I want to Iono here? Actually, I do want to Rock Chestplate because that keeps me from getting knocked out. So that's good. Iono, which I could get extra energies in play as well. I don't think I want another Koraidon at this point. And I don't know, I got that thumbs down. I am feeling annoyed about that, I gotta say. And I just gotta get past that, right? Oh, another Sandy Shocks is good as well. What's the energy? I don't have any energy in the discard pile. I'm going to drop him down because I think he's going to become useful soon. Let me do this as well. I shouldn't have played down the Sandy Shocks. Okay. That's one of the cards I was hoping for. Gets a little extra energy. I like that a lot, right? So now he's going to not take the knockout. But I will, I guess do I pile in all the energy? I will. It's a risk. This is definitely a risk. I don't have knockout. I know that. And, but I do 240. I mean, I probably should have just should have left the energy onto the other Sandy Shocks without damage, probably. Hopefully they don't knock me out. That's the big thing here. If they get rid of my tool, they can knock me out. So we'll see. I have Switch Cart. I like that as well. I know they have Scoop Up Cyclone. They have to power themselves up. So okay. So now they can get this to work, right? Wait, what happened there? Yeah, okay. So I gusted up a guy. Well, they don't have energy, so they Scoop Up Cyclone the active. They have to still get a fire energy in hand, right? It's not because I gusted up the Pokemon without the energy on the bench. The Scoop Up Cyclone does not get the 2 energies to hand. So we'll see what they do here. That's my. Well, I do play 2 boss. Did I discard a boss here? I did not. Okay, just trying to remember what I've played. I had Boss in hand. It's shuffled to the bottom of the deck. What did they get there? Oh, I Iono'd that away, didn't I? Okay, so scoop up Cyclone. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to take 2 prizes there, I guess. They're going to take 4 prizes. That's unfortunate. I might be able to one-shot them. I don't know. It's not great, though, right? It's not great. But I left myself vulnerable to this, right? That's for sure. I think, and Switch Cart doesn't even do enough now, so I'm gonna lose the game. I'm pretty certain. How do I want to work this? I want to need to get another Sandy Shocks into play. Right now I'm doing what, 240, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I'm pretty certain about that, but we'll see how this game goes. I need Rod, right? I do play Rod. I play a Rod. I have Nest Ball, so in theory I can make this happen. Take the knockout. I probably just lose the game the following turn. It's pretty likely there. Actually, let me do this now. I see if I can get a Rod. Nothing useful there. Just kind of thin the deck out a little bit. I need to get the knockout. If I don't get the knockout, I lose the game. I'd probably lose the game anyway, but knockout is a must to have a chance here. Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, so actually, no, I get 3 energies in play, don't I? Because I haven't attached per turn yet. So this will work out. I'll get the knockout. I'm probably going to come up short, though, right? So let me just double check my numbers. I don't believe I attached per turn. So I'm at 300. I will PokéStop. Grant isn't a bad card, potentially. I can't play. I already played my supporter, though. So I get the one shot. You know, this is where it's good. I can one-shot the Dragapult EX or like a Charizard EX. That's very good. They're probably going to knock him out, and they're probably going to win the game next turn, though. That's the, you know, I left myself open to I was in a very vulnerable position. I do play the Switch Carts from some healing. Maybe I don't know that I could have done anything about it. They just need a Dragapult EX, and they win the game. They knock out my active. Easy peasy. Even with the tool attached, it reduces by 30, right? So they got the. All right, so okay, so they have game. That gets that. So that's it. So give them the thumbs up. They got the win. They gave me a thumbs down, but whatever. You know, they made the play and get the W. So I'll give them a moment here to move the damage counters. I assume they won't take too long with that. And they get the W. You know, you got to see the strength of the Hisuian Arcanine V that game, in that I was able to one-shot a Dragapult EX, which is important. But you saw how I just, you know, being a 2-prize deck, if my opponent can you know, is able to get big knockouts, then I give up prizes too quickly. That game showed the good and the bad with the deck, I think, pretty well. All right, see what happens here. Got a loss the first game recording. Might end up uploading it still. Kind of showed, you know, I was able to one-shot a Dragapult EX, which was nice, but it was too little, too late to get the win. My opponent had one nice turn where they took 4 prizes, and that made it pretty tough to overcome. Maybe I could have set up. Maybe I could have been more careful before that. I'm not sure. I'd have to take a look at the game. As I'm kind of replaying it in my mind, there's nothing that jumps to my mind. Okay, not terrible. I have PokéStop. Hopefully I can get a Koraidon EX in play, get some energies down. Yeah, we'll see. I have Earthen Vessel away in energy first. That's play number 1. Okay, that's useful. That's not the guy that I need the most, though. So we'll see what happens. I got Nest Ball. That's super good. I probably do I PokéStop here? Let me get down my Koraidon here, because I need to power him up. I don't know what I'm up against. Is my opponent going to be able to knock me out? That's one of the things I do not know. So I wouldn't mind getting Radiant Greninja in play, but we'll see. All right, Switch Cart. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. So I will get another. Oh, I have 2 energies in the discard pile, right? So I guess I have enough. All right, where do I want to put this energy? Put it on the active. I'll go that route. I'm never quite certain what I want to do here. Put it all in the active. If they do a gusting, then as long as I can get the Hisuian Arcanine V in the active, I can power him up next turn. So, okay. So that's really the start you want to get. I got 3 energies in play. I went first, got 3 energies in play. It's fairly simple. Up against Dragapult, again, just lost to that. So we'll see what happens. This is not a bad spot though. In the Pidgey, now the Pidgey resists me, so that is, these colorless Pokemon, you got to be careful. You just got to pay attention because this resistance can matter, right? They're either weak to fighting, or they resist fighting. So it's a big swing, whichever way it goes, right? So see what happens here. They're going to get TM Evolution energies, my guess. I assume they play that, right? Probably a 4 Arven 2 TM Evolution build, I would think. So either they have TM Evolution in hand, it's prized, or they don't play it. I don't know. Rotom V. Okay, if I can get a boss, I can take 2 prizes, which I think I want to do. And this is very good. So I will hope I didn't get bossed. That part's unfortunate. Oh, I can get Counter Catcher though, right? So that's actually pretty good. So Prime Catcher. So I'll Prime Catcher, get my big. It's risky in that I'm gonna get my big guy into the active right away. So Prime Catcher, but let me take a prize. I think taking 2 prizes quickly is good. I don't really want to. I don't want to burn the Switch Cart yet, I don't think. So I will gust up the Rotom V. Send him up. I will move energies over. 1, 2, 3. I will attach energy, and I will attach my tool, right? And I will blow you up with 420 damage since you're weak to me. So, take the quick lead here. We'll see. Am I going to be able to get redemption against Dragapult? I don't know. So I would have liked to have hit boss last turn. That would have been better. So we'll see what happens. See what happens here. So maybe they don't play TM Evolution. I don't know. Okay, so they can. That's a bit odd though. I guess they're gonna send up. I don't know if they're gonna. Oh, can they? Oh, they might be able to evolve then, right? So Mela evolves. Do they have energy in the discard, by the way? Fire energy? They don't. Okay, so Mela needs fire energy in the discard to evolve. I have my switch cards, so that's all very good. Yeah, so this is good. I'm liking the situation here. So Buddy Poffin. There's Professor Turo scenario is very nice as well. Okay, so that makes sense. That's the guy I would have expected them to give up since they attached the tool to Tatsugiri. I'm gonna see if I can get a boss, because boss would be nice. I whiff there. I don't really think I want a PokéStop. So what do I want to power up? I'll put some energy on Koraidon. Yeah, I'll just attack here. I have the switch. I have Professor Turo scenario. drop an energy on Koraidon, take another prize. Do I want another Arcanine V down? I'm gonna wait. Because the problem is with the Arcanine, assuming they attack with Dragapult V next turn, which they can. I mean, Dragapult EX. Sorry. I probably can't one-shot them. They can't one-shot my Arcanine EX. They can't one-shot anybody have. That's the good thing, but they sprinkle the damage counters, so by not playing the Hisuian Arcanine V, he can't get damage counters on him, which means if I swing it to him next turn to attack, he doesn't get one, he doesn't get finished off the next turn, right? Because at this point, I might drop down the Hisuian Arcanine V, and I Turosnare out Turosnare the active. I would move the energies over first. That you got sequencing. Just don't make that mistake. Don't make that. Don't forget to move the energies first. Which IRL play, those mistakes I think are less common, but playing in live, these things just happen a little bit more. Okay, so they might try to Gust Stall again, which is fine. This is where I have to press a Turbo scenario, so that's okay. Means I can't use Boss, but I probably don't hit Boss. And PokéStop I could use. I kind of, Enhanced Hammer. Okay, I don't care about that. They got rid of Professor Turbo scenario there. That's potentially good for me, right? Because Dragapult, he's going to get damaged at some point. If I already hit a boss, I might be able to one-shot the Pidgeot EX. We'll see what they do here. They haven't played support yet, right? So they could Iono me, and then I don't know what happens. I mean, as long as they don't Gust me and Iono me, right? That's where things get awkward. If they were to Prime Catcher and Iono, then I'm not sure. Or even worse for me, Roxanne, right? At this point, Roxanne's even better for them, gets them more cards, and I get less cards. But they, when you have Pidgeot EX, a card, like, you could drop like a one of Roxanne in the deck without a problem. Generally, like a one of supporters are tricky. So counter catcher, so they're going for the stall. I'm losing the Professor Turo scenario, so now that's a big blow. He goes to the bottom of she goes to the bottom of the deck. So if I Pokégear, I'm not going to get. Oh, I have Switch Cart, so that's okay too. Yeah. So this is pretty good. Yeah. So they've done a lot of Gust stalling this game, and I get it. They haven't really had much happening. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, they didn't grab a stage 1, right? Which is a surprise there. I will get a card. Arven is good. Arven's very good. So let me get. I want to be able to get like Professor Turo scenario, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can get 6 energies in play. I want my tool. And I'm going to grab a Pokégear just because it gives me access Professor Turo scenario hopefully next turn, right? Or a supporter. I think I already had one, but that's okay. 2 of them isn't a bad thing at all. So I will Switch Cart, send up the guy I want to attack with. Not going to attach the tool. I will just keep putting energies here. The Rock Chestplate doesn't help as long as I'm on the bench. But I will, I'm going to attach to him. Just, I'm in very good shape here. So 210, and I have 2 more energies I can go. So 210, 240, 270, right? I need 2 more energies to get a one shot. The thing is, they're not knocking me out, so I'm not getting my Sandy Shocks activated. But they're not taking prizes, so I can kind of chill too. So I need an energy, and a Grant would get me what I need. So we'll kind of see what happens here. Just trying to think through what I'm going to do here. I could take out, obviously, like the Pidgeot EX. Well, no, the Pidgeot EX resists, so he's at 310. I need to do 310 damage, and right now I'm not doing that, right? I'm doing 210, right? And I can move 2 energies up to 270. And I can get one more energy in play, really to 300. If I were to get Grant, if I were to draw an energy and be able to get Grant with the Pokégear, then I do get the one-shot of the Pidgeot V. Can I even one-shot the Dragapult EX? I'm not certain, so we'll see how this goes. So I might, because the resistance goes away. So do I get the numbers? I might. Okay, so they can now finish off my Koraidon EX, which obviously it's not a shock there. 210, 30, 40, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. All right, let me drop someone else into play here. I'll drop down, what do I want down? Another Arcanine EX, I guess. Let's do an Arcanine V, sorry. And I will hope for something here. Grant is good, actually, right? Is Grant gonna... Let me grab this. Okay, so that's pretty good. So I now need to... Let me see what I can get. Okay, so I can now get this guy. I don't even need him, do I? I don't actually. Right now, this guy now does. He's actually gonna. Let me. I think I actually have game. So let me just start moving start moving things around. Do I have game? Actually, I might not have game. Yeah, I have Grant. I have energy. So that's all I need. So very nice here. I have not played my supporter, right? For turn. I attach. I don't need Gutsy Pickaxe. I Grant. Do more damage. And boom. So there we go. Got the W up against Dragapult EX. So it's scary because with their spreading the damage, then they can start cleaning things up. So, but they did not get a good start. I don't know if they didn't get TM Evolution. Maybe they don't play it. I don't know. But because they kind of were at least a turn behind, I was able to get the power of the Hisuian Arcanine V going and got a very nice win there. All right, see how things go here. I just made an adjustment to the list, which I will mention in the overview at the deck, or the detailed deck breakdown at the end. I had a Professor Turo scenario. I placed it with Penny. I had Professor Turo scenario because at one point I had an evolution. I was playing Barrel in the deck, and so Penny didn't work for that, and I wanted, to be able to get the Barrel out of the active when needed. So I played Professor Turo scenario. I realized that wasn't, but then I got rid of it because I decided I just wanted to be a basic deck. It just works easier. Would I take 3 mulligans? Okay, wow. I don't play a ton of basics, but all right, not terrible. We'll see what happens here. We will see what happens. I am going first. That part's good. Is it a lightning deck? Iron Hands. He's weak to me, so this could go very, very well. Let me get this guy going, I guess. And then let me discard. I'll get rid of a Pokégear. The other cards are all... I think I want to keep the Switch card. I'm not positive on that. I need to play Gutsy Pickaxe this turn, but I don't want to attach the energy to... if I draw an energy, I have to attach it, which I don't want to attach it to Radiant Gardevoir. Okay, this is not good, actually, is what I'd say. It is not good. Okay, so that's that. And I will end turn a lousy turn 1. That's what I'll say. Did I sequence things correctly? Let me think about that while my opponent's playing. I think getting rid of Pokégear with Earthen Vessel was appropriate. I could have gotten down a different fighting Pokemon, obviously. I could have got down with like one of my EXs, the Hisuian Arcanine EX, but the problem is I didn't have energy in the discard pile, so it really wouldn't have done me any good. So they're just kind of, we'll see what happens. I mean, they might just be sitting there doing nothing. Wow, that's super awesome. For me, terrible for them. They failed, double fail on that. I don't think I want to waste the boss just because they have this, he has free retreat. Okay, can I make this happen here? Probably not. So Arven, let me get energy in the discard pile. I need to get, that's my second energy. That's good. This isn't bad here. So Arven, actually Arven, I have boss too. Okay, so I'm just trying to think. I really would like to get the knockout next turn. That's what I'd like to happen. So I want to accelerate 2 energies this turn and just end my turn on that. So I need to get down Koraidon EX. Okay. Solid counts of Pokemon here. I have 2 energies. I don't have my third energy to attach, but that's okay. I'll just do this. Dino Cry. I'll attach to this guy, because assuming I attack with the Hisuian Arcanine V, I move the energy over. I still need one more energy. That part's not great. I am scuffling. My opponent, of course, is doing almost nothing. Yeah, so I wish I had, if I can get one more energy on the Koraidon, I one-shot an Iron Hand EX. So it is a lightning deck. They are weak to me, so it's a terrible matchup for my opponent. This is, fighting, like I said, I think I said it earlier. I don't know if it'll be in the video. Okay, Morpeko, what's this he do again? Look at the top card of your deck. Do they get to discard it if they want? They do. I mean, Morpeko is very interesting. It's pretty interesting. Is it good in the deck? I don't know about that, right? So they can, let's see, he does 220, so he does not one-shot my V, nor the Koraidon. He'll one-shot the Sandy Shocks, but then if I get my tool, so Morpeko, they might attack with him, or they might just be leaving him there. If I can get into energy, then I just get the knockout, right? That's all I do here. So I think I just want to do that. I just want to take the knockout. And, 1, 2, 3. I don't quite have enough. There's 4. I have boss. And I don't really think I want to attach my tool even. So I will attach. I'll take out. Who do I want to take out? I guess take out the Miraidon. It doesn't, and I'll just attack at this point. So yeah, that's good. I have a Pokégear. I have a couple of Switch Carts. I'm in a very to get 2 prizes. So look, my opponent's weak to me. All right, got Sandy Shocks. I want him in play now. I will attach the tool to him because otherwise he gets one shot by Miraidon. So they can force me to switch, but I get to choose. And of course, since I have another Arcanine V, and my opponent got the concession. Just look, my opponent, for 2 things. My opponent had a bad start. They double failed on the electric generator, but also they were weak to me. For the most part, they could not one-shot me. So, the Iron Hands could get 2 prizes off my Radiant Greninja. But other than that, they were going to struggle. Got the win, and very pleased about that. All right, let's dive into the details of the deck. It is a Hisuian Arcanine V deck, as I'm considering it. It's 3 copies of this. It rock bullets the attack that can do big damage. It takes 4 energy, so that's a lot of energies, but it does 90 and 30 more for each fighting energy attached to this Pokemon. Now, it takes a lot of energy to make this happen. We do have the Irresistible Force ability, which is crucial to this Pokemon, this deck working. As often as you like, during a turn, you can move a fighting energy from one of your other Pokemon to this Pokemon, so we could as long as we can fill the board with fighting energies, we can accelerate them to the Hisuian Arcanine V, do the damage we want. How do we get damage in play, fighting energies in play? There's two fighting Pokemon that are very important with this. Koraidon EX Dino Cry ability. You can accelerate attach up to 2 basic fighting energies from the discard pile to your fighting Pokemon any way you like. A basic fighting Pokemon, that is, and these are only basics in this deck. When you use this ability, your turn ends, so we want to go first. We get 2 energies in play. Very good there. Koraidon EX is a nice attacker as well. Wild Impact for 3 energy does 220. Can't attack the following turn. So you attack, you switch, and you can always power up a Hisuian Arcanine V the following turn. So it works out pretty well. The not being able to attack is okay, but we have a bunch of cards to deal with the switching that's necessary. We also play 3 copies of Sandy Shock's EX. This has the magnetic absorption ability, which is important. Once during your turn, if your opponent has 4 or fewer prize cards remaining, so if they've knocked out an EX or a V, this is active. Then you can attach a basic fighting energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon, so energy acceleration every turn. You get multiple ones in play, multiple energies in play. Very good there. Can power up that Hisuian Arcanine V in 1 turn, or if it's already been powered up, we can get even more energies on it to do even bigger damage. It also attacks itself. Sandy Shock will use that, but it's the least of the attackers generally. It does 200 damage for 3, and it can't attack the following turn. Certainly, Koraidon EX is generally the better attacker, but Sandy Shock's ability is better as the game goes on, right? Koraidon's EX's ability, better at the start of the game. Sandy Shock's better as the game goes on, and we need to get energy in the discard pile for these abilities, so Radiant Greninja is just a natural fit. Conceal cards, discard an energy, draw 2 cards. So get energy in the discard, draw some cards. Very logical there. 12 basic fighting energy, right? This deck only wants basic energies and basic fighting. So 12, I think, is a pretty comfortable number for a lot of decks, and I think this deck is not an exception. Okay, getting Pokemon to play, we play 4 copies of Nest Ball, as you expect. It's a basic deck, a big basic deck, I would say. This is kind of very much in that mold. But then 4 copies of Ultra Ball, because you just discard 2 cards, search for any Pokemon, and of course we want to get energy in the discard pile, so it fits there. And then 4 copies of Earthen Vessel, discard a card, again, can be an energy or something else, of course, too, and search for 2 basic energy cards, so good there for sure. And then another discarding card, we play 2 copies of PokéStop, right? You can discard 3 cards from the top, discard the top 3 cards from the top of your deck if they're items that go in your hand. So obviously you don't get supporters that way, you lose Pokemon that way. It's okay, but you know it can be helpful with this deck because it doesn't have much of an engine. So Radiant Greninja gets 2 cards, PokéStop can get you some more. Because we're playing PokéStop, I'm playing 4 copies of Pokégear because this goes to hand, unlike supporters, and it lets you look the top 7 cards and put a supporter you find there into your hand, so it just helps with that. The deck doesn't play Palpad, maybe it should to get back 2 supporters. Kind of fits with PokéStop, but not playing that at the moment. All right, 3 copies of Switch Cart. Switch is your basic Pokemon, heals 30 damage. We got to do switching because we have the Koraidon and the Sandy Shocks, that can attack in back-to-back turns. 2 copies of Rock Chestplate. It has some value. I've kind of considered dropping it from the deck, but I like it. The fighting Pokemon it's attached to takes 30 less damage, so you have to decide for yourself if you want it. You let me know in the comments if you think it's a good include or not. 1 copy of Grant. I like this in the deck for sure. It does 2 very nice things. 1, your fighting Pokemon's attack, do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. It can be very important, getting those knockouts we need. And also, if it's in the discard pile, you can discard 2 cards from hand, put the Grant back in your hand. Therefore, we only need 1 Grant, and we can still spam it turn after turn. That's good. But also, it lets us get fighting energies into the discard pile with Grant, so that is good as well. So 1 copy of Grant, super nice in the deck. 2 copies of Arven, look for an item and a tool. I think I mentioned the Earthen Vessel and PokéStop. 1 copy of Penny. When I started the video in the gameplay, I still had Professor Turo's Scenario in the deck. I initially had Penny, then I put in some evolution support Pokemon, so I put in Professor Turo's Scenario in the deck. I forgot when I took out the evolution Pokemon to replace the Turo Scenario with the Penny. I did that before the last game. So early games you might see Professor Turo Scenario, but Penny is what you want in the deck, and that will be in the deck list I post. We'll have the Penny, not the Professor Turo Scenario. 2 copies of Super Rod. We have a limited number of basic Pokemon, so we need to get those back. And of course, we're playing PokéStop, so we need to get back some Pokemon and occasionally some energy into the deck. There are 4 copies of Iono maybe I should tweak this up. Iono's good, but honestly, I find that a lot of games I get getting ahead in prizes, and that's a good thing, don't get me wrong, but because I get ahead in prizes, Iono doesn't get me a lot of cards, so maybe I should do a different supporter. I'm not sure. That's something to think about, and you might want to try something different there. 4 copies of Pokégear, I mentioned that because it pairs well with PokéStop. Prime Catcher's the A-Spec. We need the switching because of the attacks, and it provides us gusting as well. You can get it with Arven, and it's just obviously a great A-Spec. 3 copies of Gutsy Pickaxe. You have to have a Pokemon on the bench in order to use it, but you reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a fighting energy card, it goes to your bench Pokemon. If it's not a fighting energy, you put it into your hand. So sometimes this is better. Sometimes Trekking Shoes would be better. Because you can't get the fighting energy into hand to discard it, say, with Radiant Greninja, so which could be an option with Trekking Shoes, but sometimes directly accelerating is better too. So this versus Trekking Shoes, I'm not sure which is better. At one point, I considered I was going to do this and Trekking Shoes, but then I think Pokégear is better, and I can't fit all 3 of those in the deck, so you could try between Gutsy Pickaxe and Trekking Shoes what the better balance is for the deck. 4 copies of Nest Ball, I mentioned that, and then 2 copies of Boss's Orders. You just know how good that is. So a very solid deck. It definitely gets wins. It's not going to be the best deck, but it sets up pretty fast. It's certainly a deck that it's a tier below, or a couple tiers below a lot of decks out there. But you can definitely win games. It's always fun to me to play a deck like this because it's a deck that doesn't really see play. But you get to utilize Koraidon's ability that has been very underwhelming. And, just winning games with a little bit different deck is a lot of fun. And hitting for fighting weakness is good. That is a plus. And with the Sandy Shocks, that does make the Hisuian Arcanine V. It's a viable deck that you win games with. So try out the deck, have some fun, play Pokemon, and take care.